Not looking for no heaven or gold, 'cause I got you. I got you. Don't wanna show us off, but you're my all that I need. Trying to sugarcoat, but I'm flying so high. I don't even know if I'm coming down. You rock my boat when you hold me so tight. The world just disappears in front of my eyes. I'm telling you why, this ain't no madness. The smoke and the mirrors are memories, now the sun's gone down. Like a river rushing way up above. This ain't no sugar-coated love. I stay in bed, I still got the feeling that you're next to me. Stuck in my head when lights go off. You're everything that I could ever want. Your touch so soft. Not looking for no heaven or gold, 'cause I got you. I got you. Don't wanna show us off, but you're my all that I need. Trying to sugarcoat, but I'm flying so high. I don't even know if I'm coming down. You rock my boat when you hold me so tight. The world just disappears in front of my eyes. I'm telling you why, this ain't no madness. The smoke and the mirrors are memories, now the sun's gone down. Like a river rushing way up above. This ain't no sugar-coated love. This ain't no sugar-coated love. This ain't no sugar-coated love. You and me, everything that we've been through has made us strong. You won't believe we've had our gray, but somewhere there's a light inside of us. It shows the way. Not looking for no heaven or gold, 'cause I got you. I got you. Don't wanna show us off, but you're my all that I need. Trying to sugarcoat, but I'm flying so high. I don't even know if I'm coming down. You rock my boat when you hold me so tight. The world just disappears in front of my eyes. I'm telling you why, this ain't no madness. The smoke and the mirrors are memories, now the sun's gone down. Like a river rushing way up above. This ain't no sugar-coated love. This ain't no sugar-coated love. Love. I stay in bed, I still got the feeling that you're next to me. Stuck in my head when lights go off.
Hi, and welcome to Creator Fundamentals. My name is Dan Currier, and it is my mission to simplify YouTube so you and I can grow together. Welcome, everybody, to our regularly scheduled live stream. For those of you who may be new to the live stream, we do this every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, where we get together, talk YouTube. I'll answer any questions you have about your channel or YouTube in general, and then we'll get to some channel reviews a little bit later in the live stream. Great to see a bunch of people hanging out before the live stream even kicked off, and a bunch of you who joined after the live stream. Always great to see everybody, including familiar faces and new faces. If you are new to the live stream and you are looking for ways to simplify YouTube so you can grow here on the platform, consider clicking that subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you don't miss anything. We're going to jump in the chat and say hello. I'm reacting to Buddy the cat, who decided he was going to jump up on my shoulder and leave hair on me right before the live stream kicked off. So there was that. And then, so I just got back from New York City. I went and spent the day out there with some other creators. Was feeling good. Walked in the other room, stopped in a room, walked out, said, hey, time to do the live stream. And as I said that, I turned the corner, swung my hand, and nailed the back of my hand on the corner of a shelf. And now my hand is numb. So that's what goes on behind the scenes right as we're about to kick off a live stream. So you can't make this stuff up. But now my nose is freaking out because I'm allergic to cats and dogs, and I happen to have a bunch of them. So kind of a weird thing to do. But we're going to jump in the chat and say hello to everybody and see who we got out there. Chris Conkle Vlogs out there kicking off the chat this evening. We got Slowboat Sailing, Captain Mario Dude, Tracy Thrifts It, Sam's Tech Productions. Yeah, I'm going to butcher this one. Yeah, I don't even know how to pronounce that, but welcome to the live stream. We got Brick Ninja, Crossfire Theorem, Mr. Lou, I Love Game 123, Hello or Hellcat 77, Out of Doors TV, The Silvar Hunters, Tyler Wood out there, Slap Happy Jelly, good to see you. The 4 Fam, Thunder 13, Wagner's Tech Talk, Vangy, Toledo. We have Rhapsody and Ribbons, Prince 969, Satisfying ASMR for you. Who else do we have out here? Drone Kings in Darwin. Diloflow or Diloflow. I always get that wrong, even when you remind me how to say it correctly. Amy Cortez, Legend TV. Who else? Don't want to miss anybody. We have Darnell Shoemaker Art out there as well. Ethan Lane. Scrolling. Definitely don't tell people to check out your channel in the chat. That is the quickest way to get hidden from view. So you are here to hang out with your fellow YouTubers, not to self-promote. If you are here to self-promote, enjoy your evening elsewhere. Not because it's not important to grow your own channel, but that's not what something like a live stream like this is about. If you want to grow your channel, you're better off asking questions and interacting with your fellow YouTubers to learn how to do it better. And the fact that you're asking people to look at your channel in the chat lets me know that you have a long way to go. So definitely try to be a positive member of the chat and get those questions answered so you understand the right way to do things, and you will be just fine. Who else do we have out there? Lemons for Breakfast, Wagner's Tech Talk, Kara J Live. Oh, let's see. Make sure I don't miss anybody. Let's see. Still trying to regain feeling in my hand. Doug Houston out there. Good to see you, my friend. Trying to slowly work. I don't know. You probably can't see it because I have my lights kind of cranked up here. Very bright that close, but hand hurts. All right. Let's see. Brick Ninja created a website for my channel. Awesome. Good thing to do. We have Creative Mayhem out there. Zachary laid Finding Freedom. Driving Lessons by BMS. Charles Goodwin. Again, Chris Conkle Vlogs out there as well. We have GMC. Who else we have? Oh, goodness. All right. Anyone else? I think I am caught. Kevin Boston 7 just hopped in there as well. Good to see everybody this evening. So like I mentioned, I just got back from New York City. You know, a couple things. So the value of finding a way to interact with other creators really can't be overstated, whether that means finding local meetups where you guys live or creating your own meetups. There's just something that you get from being face-to-face and in person with other people doing this YouTube thing that you can't get elsewhere. For most of us, if not all of us, we have family and friends who just don't get what YouTube is all about. They don't know, you know, the struggles and what it takes to actually build something meaningful here on the platform. So having the opportunity to do that is really powerful. It can really help get you moving in the right direction. It usually re-energizes you, makes you want to come back and make content and, you know, implement a business strategy or whatever it is that you're talking about during those get-togethers. And it really is, at the end of the day, the people side of the equation is what leads to success. The relationships you build, whether you're going to conferences or meetups, really do exponentially help you find ways to grow in a positive direction. To that end, I actually am having a conference or a gathering in 2020 in Albany, New York, called The People of Video. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to get together 100 people. I'm going to set the max at 100 people. But we're going to have a 2-day conference over a weekend. And I say conference, I don't really look at it as a conference because the focus of it is going to be bringing the people together. So I want the gathering to be about the individual members who attend interacting with each other more so than coming to listen to some names speak on a stage. I mean, we will bring in some people who can talk about some different topics to help, you know, educate people who are looking for that. But I really want a big portion of the process to simply be time for you to engage with other creators. So if that's something that you're interested in, if you are in the Northeast or you want to travel to the Northeast in 2020, that may be something for you. As soon as I have the details finalized, I'll be getting links out there to buy tickets and things like that. But it is called The People of Video. The goal is to make human connections, and really looking forward to setting something like that up here in the Northeast, here in the U.S. So, oh, we have Whiskey Throttle. Keep up the good work, Dan. Dan, the YouTube man. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. So a couple things with Super Chat for those of you who are not familiar with Super Chat. Super Chat is a way to support a particular channel. It's that little logo in the lower left-hand corner of the chat that with the little $ in it. It does a couple things. As you can see from Whiskey Throttle's comment, it changes your comment to a color. It also pins your comment to the top of the chat so people can see it above all the rest. We also do a fun thing here on Creator Fundamentals during the live streams, which is the stream boss in the lower right-hand corner. You'll see a YouTube channel with health points. Right now, it looks like it has 5 out of 100. At least that's where I'm looking at it. It may be slightly delayed. In any event, for every point or every $1 of super chat, I believe it does 10 points of damage to whoever the existing stream boss is, and the person who does the super chat that brings that person down to 0 gets to replace them and have their channel on display during the live stream for as long as they can hold the spot, or until somebody who contributes super chat knocks them down. Dan Norton is out there as well. He was one of the creators that I was hanging out with in New York City today. For those of you, I don't know if any of you have seen the content. I posted some things on Twitter and also Instagram, but it was Dan Norton, Ross Brand, Jay Leibs, John DeStefano from You Do It, a new person that we were able to meet today by the name of Tom Lee, who is a YouTuber out of Japan. That was a cool experience as well. Let's see what else we got going on down here. Chris Conkle Vlogs with the Super Chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. As always, Chris is a excellent supporter of the channel, so I appreciate you, Chris. We also have Wagner's Tech Talk with Super Chat. Thank you for your help. Your videos have been instrumental in helping my channel grow. Keep up the great work. Well, thank you, Wagner's Tech Talk. I appreciate the Super Chat, but I also appreciate the feedback that you have found the videos helpful and that they've helped you in some way, so thank you so much for that. But I'm trying to make sure I caught everybody who was at... Oh, also Andrew Can from TUBEBUDDY, who lives out in California. Was actually in New York City for the week. So, and that was a primary reason we decided to pick the week that we did. He was able to hang out with us as well. So if you haven't seen the picture of all of us together, you can see that on my Instagram, which is instagram.com/creatorfundamentals. So if you're not following me on Instagram, you can definitely head over there and do that to see those pictures. And also, if you are on LinkedIn, I actually posted some brief videos that kind of recap the day, so you can check those out as well. All right, here, let's see. Legend TV, would you consider coming to Canada someday for an event? Yeah, I would certainly go to Canada, preferably Eastern Canada, so like Toronto or Montreal or that area, just for travel considerations. But yeah, under the right circumstances, I would definitely go to Canada. Let's see. Hellcat77, what is a good way to contact you if needed? I don't think on Discord. No, definitely not on Discord. For a while now, I've been considering getting rid of Discord just because it has the potential to need a lot of babysitting so people don't misuse it, and I don't want to just let it sit out there and decay. I know some people use it to interact with each other, but there's just so many things going on I don't know, and I've certainly seen this with mine and others, that they just kind of get a little Wild West out there without somebody to moderate them, and unfortunately I don't have the ability to be in it all the time, so it gets a little squirrely. But the best way to contact me, you can email me at askdan@creatorfundamentals.com. If you are trying to contact me for the purpose of doing like consulting work, you can go to creatorfundamentals.com/services and sign up for a free 15-minute video call where we can discuss whether consulting would be right for you. But those are probably really good ways. Also, there is a YouTube or a Facebook group called Creator Fundamentals on Facebook. You can just search for Creator Fundamentals and find it under groups. You can definitely post questions there if you have something that you're just generally looking for answers to. So there's a bunch of different ways to find me. And let's see here. Also on Instagram, you can message me there as well. All right. So I just want to scroll back here and make sure I didn't miss anybody. All right here. Scrolling. How do you find meetups? I live in a very small city myself and know 2 YouTubers personally. The city is not exactly packed with YouTubers. I mean, I have the same issue here in Albany, New York. There's not a ton of YouTubers here either. But you can either pay for Meetup and create your own meetups, or you can just go to meetup.com. I think it's called meetup.com, and just search in your area for the word YouTube or YouTubers or creators or something like that, and see if anybody has established groups in your area. All right, and making sure I didn't miss any questions, so we're scrolling backwards. Wagner's Tech Talk, been a subscriber for about 6 months, and your videos were a big help. Awesome, I do appreciate that, Wagner's Tech Talk, as well as the Super Chat, so thank you. Audrey's Adventures, what happened to your hand? Yeah, if you missed the beginning, I was like literally right before the live stream started, I walked out of a room around the corner, and I went, I don't know, I said something like, oh, time to do a live stream, and I swung my arm around and caught the back of my hand in the corner of a bookshelf. Like, oh, and it just made my whole hand numb. So that's exactly how I wanted to get prepared for the live stream. All right, here, let me scroll down, make sure I can catch up here. We covered that. Put up my first YouTube video. Thanks for your training. Thank you very much. Dan, awesome. GMC, glad to hear it. The hardest part sometimes is starting, so you've taken a big step towards the whole YouTube thing. So congratulations on that. And let's see. Zachary, glad you made it home, bro. It was nice meeting you at VidCon last year. Oh, that must be for somebody else, because I've never been to VidCon. Let's see here. And we're scrolling. Oh, I got to change chat to live chat, not top chat. And then scroll down, make sure. When are we going to collab over a glass of whiskey? Let's see, you tagged me and Chris Conkle Vlogs, so I don't know if you want me and or Chris, but hey, if the three of us need to do a collab over whiskey, I think I could probably participate in that. All right, and let's see. Kevin Boston. I have been to Montreal before, and it's kind of a mixed bag between English and French. I could always use a reason to visit home. Okay. Tyler, what happens when you hit 1,000 subscribers? And I'm assuming that means 4,000 watch time. It takes to start monetizing. So basically what happens when you reach the requirements, you have the opportunity to apply for the YouTube Partner Program. At that point, they look at your channel, they take a look at your content, see whether or not you've been using copyright content or repurposing other people's content, and provided all that checks out, you're making original content, you've met those requirements, then you would get into the YouTube Partner Program. I like to say 6 weeks is probably a good expectation of how long it will take them. You know, it may be quicker than that, but I figure if you set your sights on 6 weeks, they'll probably get you somewhere in there. So that's basically how it works. And they'll come back and either approve you or not approve you. Hopefully, if they don't approve you, they'll give you some indication of why. And I'm actually working with someone who was not approved the first time around, and we're trying to go through the process of preparing their channel to be monetized when they are up for the second time to request it. So there's some things you got to do. You do it out there. John, what's going on, man? In the chat as well. That is another creator from the New York City Video Mastermind hanging out in the live chat as well. And let's see. And I am working on setting up a creator event at some point. However, it will be held in Calgary. Where exactly is... I mean, I have a general sense of where Calgary is, but... Just wanna, oh, that's totally not what I was trying to do. Let's see. I'm thinking it's kind of... let's see how... it's a bit farther west than I was thinking, but that is a bit of a hike. I'm not saying I'd never go to Calgary, but it's certainly a hike from Albany, New York. That is for sure. All right, all right, all right. Let's see here. And hardest part's definitely first video. Says you do it. Absolutely. Let's see. Chris Conkle, have you heard of StreamYard? Is that the, I think that's the live stream with the duck, right? StreamYard. Don't they have like a duck logo? Yep, that is them. I have heard of them, and I think I've looked into them before. I want to say Ross Brand or someone used them, and I've been meaning to look into it. So I can send samples so we can enjoy the... Hey, that sounds like a good plan. You set that up, Whiskey Throttle, and I will certainly join you. Let's see. I'm not typically a whiskey drinker, but I will absolutely make the exception in those circumstances. Let's see. And that Crohn's chick, hello from Australia. Thanks for checking out my channel the last time. Tips have really helped. Awesome. Great to hear. West Coast Cajun out there as well. Good to see you, my friend. All right. And Spark Family TV out there as well. Good to see you. And trying to catch up here. Living my best life over 50. Thanks for your helpful videos. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Calgary is above Montana. Yep, I just pulled it up on the map just to get a sense of where it was. If you go to Calgary, you might as well come to see, I had to look up YEG, the code for the airport in Edmonton. We'll just have to do a Canadian tour. We'll hit all the cities. Let's see. Check out Wagner's Tech Talk comment right above. If you go to Calgary, you might as well come to YEG. You never know. Doug Houston doing that whole work thing. Hey, Let's Play RC. Good to see you. Spark Family TV, can you please review our channel? Thank you. That is the other thing we do here for Super Chat when we do get to channel reviews. If you, because there's only so much time on the live stream, I can't guarantee that every request for a free channel review is going to make it on the stream. But if you do Super Chat, I will bump you to the front of the list, and I won't let any Super Chat requests for channel reviews go unfulfilled. So if that's something that's really important to you and you're trying to get some specific information on your channel that you can actually implement, then that is also an option to you. Just keep in mind, you know, make sure that you're in the position to, you know, that you have the desire to actually implement those things. Hey, Miss Exclusive 4, I see you out there as well. Good to see you in the live stream. But the last thing I want you to do is to contribute Super Chat to get your channel reviewed and then not implement the stuff. The stuff is important, and I share it so you guys can get better. That is kind of the whole point of all this, to implement the stuff and try to grow your channel the right way. So, but if you are and you want to make sure that you get in the mix, Super Chat can get you bumped to the front of that list. So I'm going to throw you up top for when we get there. Spark, and go to channel. We'll get that up there on the list. Kara J Live, thank you so much for the Super Chat as well. I'm assuming you want that, you want a channel review, so definitely let me know in the chat if you're looking for a channel review to go along with that Super Chat. All right, here, and the Gab Pack Family Vlog. We're a family vlog and growing very slowly, and I wonder if it's normal. Been at it since late October. Is it possible that YouTube is just not liking us and we'll never know? No. So keep in mind, and a lot of people fall into that me versus YouTube thing, and does YouTube not like my content? At the end of the day, it's always about people who see your videos and how they respond. It's not what YouTube thinks of you. Vlog channels are very hard to grow. The goal to growing on YouTube is to be as focused on a niche as possible. Vlog type channels tend to be more general because, you know, you're probably covering just whatever is going on in your life or doing challenges or things like that. So with that in mind, you really need to understand that it can take a while to grow a vlogging channel. The other thing to consider is there is no set time for, you know, how long it should take. It's really different for every channel. Don't compare yourself to other channels because it's not really a helpful thing for you there. Just because there are so many variables that you can't see, that you can either, all you can really do is upset yourself trying to compare yourself to other vloggers or other channels. Tyler Wood, wouldn't mind a channel review. Love feedback, good or bad. We will throw you up there as well, Tyler. And stop that. And all right. Sir Dan, what happened to those spam subscribers? Hope it won't affect my channel. So YouTube, any subscribers that YouTube identifies as not real, they will remove those. So that kind of stuff takes care of itself. Wagner's Tech Talk. How do you keep up with all these messages? I am trying like heck, but inevitably I tend to miss them sometimes. So my apologies if I do miss yours. Appreciate a channel review, please and thank you. Living my best life over 50. Thank you so much for the super chat. I will put you up in the mix as well. And scrolling, and we're scrolling. Let's play RC. No review, just support. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's see. And Let's RC is a great example of a channel that has been constantly tweaking their look and their branding. And they've made great strides in terms of what the channel used to look like to what they are, you know, what they have now. So that's what you just got to keep doing. You keep tweaking, making those changes, and, you know, then you start to see the results that you're looking for. My wild backyard. Do you think backyard wildlife is too niche? No, not at all. I think that I don't really think there's anything. There's not many things that are too niche. In fact, the more focused you are on something, you'll be surprised. I mean, you have a global audience, so you have the opportunity to find people who are interested in whatever that you're interested in. And if it's something that you find interesting, there's other people out there who feel the same way. So, no, I would never avoid a topic because I thought it was too focused. It may, you know, may take a little while to find your audience, but other than that, I would say go for it and see how people respond. West Coast Cajun Cuisine says with a super chat, or we can super just because you're awesome and help out the community. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, West Coast Cajun Cuisine. I do appreciate that as well. And let's see. All right. So you need to tell me how to pronounce. So it's Busisui Jilly. You got to tell me how to pronounce that. Give me like the phonetics of how to pronounce your name so I don't mess it up. But thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Busisui, Jilly, Hiley. Let me know how to do that right. Kara J, it was just for support. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And let's see. Legend TV, if you have something specific that you wanted to talk about, you can shoot me an email with that information at askdan@creatorfundamentals.com. And let's see what we got down here. Always great to be here. Awesome. I purchased some audio from Audio Jungle and I keep having copyright challenges. Is there something I can do to avoid this every time I upload? Sorry, I keep putting this up. I just want you to see. The challenge is, I feel like some services are better than others. The problem that happens is somebody has a YouTube channel, they use a service, and then they use the music in their video, and then they try to put copyright strikes on other people. Well, the reality is you can't copyright somebody for music that you got for free as part of a a copyright-free music service. So unfortunately, there's not a whole lot the music service can do about that, other than give you the proper verbiage to identify that you have proper license, and then you have to dispute the copyrights when they come in. It's kind of frustrating. The good thing is with Epidemic Sound, knock on countertop here, I haven't run into copyright strikes with any of the music that I've been using from Epidemic Sound. So you may find that some services are better than others in that regard, but unfortunately, there's not too much that the music provider can do if somebody else is trying to copyright something that they shouldn't. All right, and trying to catch up here. Rhapsody and Ribbon. Dan, when you do a channel review, do you comment on a video or email? When I do a channel review, I bring your channel up on, if I assume you mean like a channel review during a live stream. In that situation, I actually bring your channel up on the screen, and we look at it together and talk about what can be done there. In a consulting situation, I actually do a face-to-face video chat with you, and I can record it from my end so we can look, so we can have a discussion about your content, and then give you the recording of that actual conversation, so you have all that. All right, the Gab Pack family vlog. If you could do a channel review of the Gab Pack, that would certainly be helpful. Absolutely. Thank you so much for the super chat. You also took over the stream, boss. You can see your channel in the lower right-hand corner on the screen. If not now, then really soon. And we are going to get you up in the list as well. Make sure we don't miss anybody. Oh, really digging your channel art, man. So here, one of the things that I see just off the bat, and we'll get to your channel when we start to do the reviews, but you're hiding your subscriber count. I wouldn't hide my subscriber count. Typically, a lot of people do that, and it's typically small channels that do that because they don't want people to know they're small. Let your quality do the talking, and don't hide your subscriber count, because there will be people who will subscribe to you because they appreciate the fact that you're doing really good quality and your channel just started out. So I would not hide my subscriber count at all for any reason, even if you have 1 subscriber or 1,000 or 10,000. You know, make it visible so people know exactly where you are in the process. But I do love that picture. All right, here, and we've added you to the list. And let's see here. Thankfully, I never had a strike, and I'm in the green as far as community standards. Cool. And with Article 13, we might not be safe anymore. Yeah, I need to catch up on the whole Article 13 thing and how they're actually going to implement it. I think that becomes like the biggest issue. Not so much the rules, but how it's actually, how they choose to use it. So if I use video clips from Pixabay, will that stop me from being approved? If it's royalty-free or copyright-free video clips that you have permission to use, then no, that shouldn't stop you from getting approved. Kara J, shouldn't they give you a license to show if you purchased for YouTube, so that if someone else claim you have that to license to dispute, that would make more sense and easy. Essentially, that's what they do, Kara J Live. But the people who are submitting the claims against you, it can either be, so there's some channels that, like for me, I have a copyright section on my channel where I can look and see if anybody has used content that matches my copyrighted content. There's other channels, like bigger channels, that have an automated service, or they have a third party who submits copyrights for them. That's where you tend to see the issues, where you have some third party service trying to copyright something that they don't really own the copyright to, and then it gets kind of messy. And that's when you dispute it and you provide evidence of your licensing, which gets the copyright removed. But a lot of good that does you. you know, if you have a successful video and they copyright it right when it comes out, and then you're missing ad revenue, and then by the time you get it to, you know, resolved, you've already had the major spike of traffic, yada, yada, yada. You know, it can certainly hurt you in that regard. All right, here, and okay, where are we at time-wise? Okay, we still got plenty of time here. Good. And all right, so real quick, I usually wait till like 10 o'clock to do channel reviews, but Living My Best did do a super chat, and she needs to wrap up soon. So let me mix it up a little bit here, and let me bring up the channel review screen here, and I'll pop up her channel real quick, and we'll kind of mix in channel reviews in and out here. So let me get that one. Does that look good? I think that's good. All right, here. So we're going to bring up a channel and do a review here real quick. And let's see here. All right, so this channel is Living My Best Life Over 50. All right, and Living My Best Life Over 50. We have it here, consistent here. Trying to get a sense of what that actually means in terms of a viewer and what kind of person might take a look at this channel. Finding peace, success, and happiness as we age gracefully. Life doesn't end after you turn 30, 40. All right, my focus is on simplifying, enjoying, maximizing, celebrating, sharing life with others. Join me as we explore topics. All right, so the first thing I would say about your description is I feel like you are a little bit generic in what your content actually is. You've identified that you're over 50, and you are, you know, like, in what way are you approaching that? Are you covering topics that are specific just to people who are over 50? Is it from like a social angle? Are you doing like, you know, living your life as somebody over 50? You know, you could take that in so many different directions. You know, it could be dating over 50. It could be how to handle life after your kids move out. You know, exactly how you're actually approaching that if you have kids. So I think you have an opportunity to clarify that. We're going to take a look at your videos and try to see exactly what you're focusing on here. So first thing, the 30, 40, 50, 60 stuff that you're putting in your thumbnails, I would get rid of that, or in your titles. No need to include that in your thumbnails. So staying relevant, how to speak millennial. Okay, I see what you got there. How to plan your best life at any age. So like for these two, I feel like those have gotten a little bit wordy. So I would be more apt to just do how to plan your best life at any age and then just stop right there. Maybe if you want to do part 1 and part 2 on that, you could do that. But all this extra stuff here is just unnecessary. Oh, the other thing you want to do is in your descriptions. Sorry, I've been sick for the last 2 days, and every once in a while those coughs creep up. In your descriptions should focus specifically on what that video is talking about, not the intro of who you are and what's going on. So I cannot highlight without clicking. In any event, I would get right to the point in your description about what the video is about. And then if you want to put some additional information in there about who you are and stuff like that, that's fine. The other thing is your thumbnails are way too wordy. You don't need to replace or repeat your title in your thumbnails. You really kind of want to focus on the topic of the video. I like that you're putting your face in your thumbnails for branding purposes. That's good. If you're somebody who appears in all your videos, you definitely want to bring that up into your channel art as well. Maybe do like a cutout of yourself and get yourself into the channel art. And then, so that's all consistent. You also want to try to use the same colors, which means the same blues and the same text and the same colors all the way around to kind of bring that branding full circle so people know that your thumbnails go to your channel, and really try to minimize the amount of text that you're putting on your thumbnails. Your thumbnail is always going to appear next to your title. It's important that your thumbnail captures somebody's attention, gets them to stop long enough to read the title and determine if they're interested in that whole package, but you don't need to replace or repeat that information on the thumbnails themselves. And with that in mind, you want to kind of think of how can you evoke some type of emotion with the thumbnail that you're creating to get people to, you know, stop what they're doing. Maybe they're scrolling on their phone, looking at thumbnails. Yours need to pop compared to the competition, and it has to entice them to stop and see what your video is about. And as you continue to make content, you can develop that. And then you're going to want to do playlists. And then as you create playlists of different videos, you're going to want to get those listed here. As you have different videos, you're going to have the option to customize your channel and get more videos listed there on your main page. All right. All right. Kevin Boston, will the TubeBuddy promo links still work when Google discontinues their link shorter later this month, or shortener? I'm imagining that once they kill those, then no, those won't work. And I actually have been meaning to follow up with TubeBuddy to see. They've known about it for a while, and I know they've been looking at stuff on how to make that change. But there's been a couple different dates provided as to when that change was going to happen. But it is potentially the case that those will stop working when Google completely drops them. History Treehouse question. Watching in Western New York State. Any news on having a creators gathering in New York State in the near future? Hoping I'll get this channel started by summer. So looking forward to any event. So I'm gonna have an event personally in Albany, New York in 2020. So early 2020, probably sometime around May, maybe late May or early June. I want to have it in mid to late May. There's just one other conflict with another conference that I'm trying to figure out the specific dates of. But May 2020 in Albany, New York, I will be having a gathering of creators so people can meet each other, you know, do collaborations and get to know other creators who are doing the types of stuff that they're doing. It's called The People of Video, and more information will come out about that as we move forward. All right. Joshua Polino, I am well. How are you? So living my best life says topics that we face as we age. So in your description, so in your about section, lead with that. Instead of an intro, go straight to the point of what you're making videos about. So on this channel, you'll find videos that cover topics we face as we age. You know, and get, you know, give some bullet points of what that means, you know, whether it's, like I said, if it's dating or health related or family related, all those things, try to identify, all of that information in the first couple sentences of your description. Then you can go on with intros and background and all that other stuff. Because when your channel gets shared on other platforms, you're going to get a little, in some cases, you get a summary of what the channel is. It's going to grab those first few lines of your description. So you want to make sure, or your about section. So you want to make sure that you get straight to the point at the beginning of that. All right, here. And it says, I think I just saw somebody say, well, drink warm water. Well, I have cold water. But no, I was actually out of work yesterday. And it comes and goes. So let's see here. We covered that. We covered that. And Let's see, do you have a video? Now all of a sudden it wants to come back with authority. All right. What was I reading? Where did it go? Do you have a video or advice on how the number works on top of the titles in YouTube and how to do it? Looks like another way to group similar content for searching. I'm not sure what that means. Do you have a video? Let's see it. How the number works on, hashtag. Is that what am I reading this wrong? Hashtag works on top of the titles. So I do. I think if you just went to my channel and searched for hashtags, you would see the actual video on that. But basically, hashtags are pretty simple. The hashtags that appear above your title are pulled from your description. So it will look for up to 3 hashtags, and it will display those above your title automatically if they exist in your description. Now, really big warning here. Don't use hashtags that are so generic that they're going to lead people to a list of videos where yours doesn't show up at all. Like I do creator fundamentals because I know if somebody clicks on that, they're going to see my content. But if you're doing videos on anything, gaming or cooking, and you use like a hashtag chocolate cake, there's a good chance that when people click on that, your video is not going to be at the top of the list of chocolate cake, and they're not going to find any of your content. So you've kind of shot people off your videos and in another direction. So be really cautious about the hashtags that you use. If you're using a unique hashtag that you consistently use in just your content and nobody else is using it, then if somebody clicks on that hashtag, they're going to find your content. But I would avoid putting generic hashtags in your description because those are potentially going to lead people away from your content, and they're not going to find any of your content on that results page. All right, here. Sparks Family TV, what days and times would you suggest a kid's channel to post videos? So the time of day to post your videos is really going to be dependent on your particular audience. It really can depend on how, who it is that's watching it and when. Obviously, there's some opportunity to try to post your videos when the largest percentage of your audience is awake. So if you're East Coast, perhaps you want to put out videos in the morning, but keep it in mind, like the West Coast is 3 hours ahead. So if you put out a video at 6 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast, then you're looking at 3 o'clock in the morning on the West Coast. So maybe you want to do 9 and 6, that kind of thing. So whenever you think the most people are out there and looking for your content, you can do testing like that and see how people respond. But ultimately, that could vary based on your audience. You might have an audience that's really big during the week. Other channels may have audiences that are really active on the weekends. So you can figure all that out with your particular audience. All right. Wagner's Tech Talk. I would greatly appreciate a channel review. Absolutely. Let me get you up there. And okay. All right. So let's, just so we don't get too far behind on all of the Super Chat live or channel reviews, let me grab the next one up here and we'll kind of mix them in throughout. So the next channel up is Sparks Family TV. Sparks Family TV, toy reviews, family adventures, fun learning. We get a general idea of what's going on here. All right. And we're consistent with our yellows, and the kids are in the thumbnails. And let's see what we got going on here. Yellow, 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 yellow. That's pretty consistent. I see you got your little branding here. You may want to consider, so a couple things. I like the little TV that you have here, but you're not using that anywhere up in your channel art. So there's a little bit of disconnect between this little logo being representative of your channel. I would probably consider, you know, finding whichever one of these is consistent with how you want to brand it and kind of pull that all the way through. You know, maybe you do, you know, Sparks Family TV like this, but then you just have like a solid little TV icon next to it, and then you just put that solid, you know, maybe it's like a blue TV, and then you just put that little icon in your thumbnails. The other thing that I would consider, you know, I tried to say also and other, and I came out with offer. The other thing that I would consider doing in that regard is being consistent in the size and the placement of your branding on your thumbnails. So pick a spot, upper left-hand corner, lower left-hand corner, somewhere, so people can consistently identify your content as easy as possible, rather than trying to search in a thumbnail and go, oh yeah, this is the same, is there one of those here? Oh yeah, it's up in the upper right-hand corner. So that consistency, that repetitive nature of that branding is going to help people become more familiar with your content and your channel and associate your videos with your channel. All right, here, and let's see, we got some playlists out there. About section, Spark a TV channel where you can laugh, play, and learn with Brendan and Sissy. Videos are posted weekly. All right. And let's go to the main page. Pause that. And let's take a look here. So we got latest videos, full descriptions, good. Toy reviews for kids, full description, perfect. This looks pretty good. And one of the things you can do, like for the playlist that you've chosen here, you can kind of use playlists as a way to kind of help you with your content strategy. So like in this case, you have cooking for kids, but you only have 3 videos in it. So that may be an opportunity to say, hey, let's make some more cooking with kids videos to kind of round out that playlist. And as you're generating playlists, you know, stop motion animation videos, same thing. You have an opportunity there to add more videos to those and fill them out for the purpose of your channel page. So I would kind of look at that branding a little bit, try to be consistent. Like I see some of your older ones, you have the branding, so to speak, is hidden under the timestamp. But if you wanted to kind of take these two ideas and put them together, again, keep this like this, you know, take that little TV and turn it into just like a solid blue icon. I was doing so well. Now I got a case of the coughs. In any event, you know, kind of play with that, find some consistency so it looks the same up in your channel art and in your thumbnails. And also, I would try to keep consistent in your color scheme between what you got going on up here and then in your icon. So again, all of them work together and it's really obvious that it's all from one channel. All right. And we'll jump back into chat. Unbox Warehouse do me too. All right, I will. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Let me throw you in the list as well. And make sure we don't have any auto starts there. All right, perfect. Digging your channel art as well. It's pretty sharp looking. We'll get to you in a little while. And all right, that goes there. This goes here. And doing a little housekeeping here real quick. Alrighty. Perfect. All right. And let's see where we're at here. Drone Kings in Darwin. Creative Fundamentals. Funny putting your face cam in the lower right hand corner. Your face goes over the top. 2 of you. Let's. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Hopefully it's a little bit big. Oh yeah, it might. I think should be a little bit bigger than that, but I do see what you mean. The reason I put it in the lower right-hand corner, obviously, is because I look this way. Well, actually, no, it's backwards. I look this way a lot because that's where the camera is. But then sometimes I get lazy. Well, not so much lazy, but I end up putting the channel reviews over here. So then I'm looking this way anyway, and it's a big mess. So, good intentions don't always work out that way. All right, here. And let's see. All right, and West Coast Cajun Cuisine says Sparks Family TV, great looking channel. Yeah, absolutely. Just a few little tweaks. All right, and so you don't look at. So the Unbox Warehouse. So the problem with looking at your actual content is the potential of running into a copyright strike if I pull up somebody's content who has copyrighted content on their channel. So if I happen to pull up somebody's video and play it, and it contains something that's copyrighted by somebody else, then that could get me a copyright strike, which I try to avoid. All right, let's, I think we're good on questions at the moment. Let me grab, let's see, we started at this end. And let me pull up this channel here real quick. All right, so what happened there? Okay, we're good. All right, so the next channel we're going to pull up here quick is Tyler Wood. And I'm getting the sense based on this icon that it is possibly camping related. We got kind of a generic woodsy looking scene up here. About section. Let me show you what Iowa and nature has to offer you. I make bush crafting and camping videos. I'm no professional, but I'm working hard. So let's take a look at your actual videos. Mail call. Not really sure what update, 1,000 subscriber giveaway. So this is sometimes something I see on channels. So when you're doing, from a growth perspective, when you're doing content on a particular topic, so in this case you're doing, bushcrafting or camping or whatever the case is, and you have a regular upload schedule, say you're posting weekly. If you want to do something like a giveaway or some like general information type video, I would try to, as much as possible, do that in addition to a regular upload, just so you don't run into a situation where somebody, subscribes for camping gear and then the next two videos on your schedule have nothing to do with camping. And just these last two videos, I'm not exactly sure what, I see like a giveaway update. But then this last one, I'm not sure what the mail call is all about. Also, I would try to properly format your titles, meaning don't use all lowercase, don't use words without spaces in between them, and try to focus on search terms that people are actually looking for. So, Canoecopia, part 2, Bushcraft Cooking Tribute to Scout. And also when you're doing... So here's the deal about trends, and this is another thing that people will sometimes do. They'll see a trend and they think they want to jump on it to try to get some of that traffic. If a trend doesn't fit your niche, then jumping on it is not going to help you. Even if you happen to make a video on it that does really well, that can actually cause you more trouble than benefit, because you may inadvertently bring a bunch of people to your channel based on content that doesn't fit what your channel's about. That can actually do a lot more damage to your channel, because then you have a bunch of subscribers who aren't interested in anything else that you have, and it just creates a mess. So I would try to stay as focused as possible on the type of content that you're making, and avoid trends outside of the actual focus of your channel. Because I know I know people who have had massively successful viral videos that were outside of their normal content, and saw it's great while it's happening, but it causes damage for a long time to come after the fact, because for the reasons that I just mentioned. And on the other hand, I've had a video that was focused, that was in line with my core niche, that helped my channel immensely. But if you're going to jump on a topic, you got to make sure it's related to the content that you're making. And then again, use proper format. Make sure you are using descriptions that actually relate to the content. Why, YouTube, you're killing me with this click thing. So like in this case, you're doing something about camper gear, but then you're thanking people for support. You want to have a description that details what you're covering in the video. All right. All right, here. Card Galaxy Studios, welcome to the live stream. All right. And trying to catch up here, checking out all the moderators out there. Okay. I don't think my throat appreciates all this talking. All right, so I'm going to throw in another, or the next one on the list here, because I don't know how long my voice is going to last. All right, so this channel, I am interested in checking this channel out. So here we go. This is the Gab Pack family vlog, and like I said, totally digging that channel art. It is very sharp. I love how that's done. Again, don't know how big your channel is because you're hiding your subscriber count. I probably wouldn't do that. And let's look at your videos. So my first thought on what you got going on here is the decision to use different colors on that logo each time. And I'm curious if those are, like, if those are color coded based on like different topics that you're covering on your channel. That may be a good argument to do it that way. Otherwise, if you're just doing it randomly, I might try to stick to a consistent color scheme for branding purposes. But like if you have, like, if you're doing challenges and all the challenges are red, and then you're doing like straight up vlogs and all those are purple, and you're doing, you know, other topics that you cover on a regular basis, and you're using that color coding as a way to differentiate between those so people can quickly see what they're about, then I would say there's some value there. Other thing is I would try to keep those consistently sized. Like in this case, I see you use this picture and it looks like you shrunk it because you didn't want to cover up the head with the normal size. But I would try to find a consistent size for that where people can actually read it, and do it that way all the time. I'm trying to figure out, I don't know if that's a word or what that says, but it's very difficult to read if those are words. But generally speaking, let's see how we've written this here. Family vlog about the life of two entrepreneurs, Grace from California and JD from Quebec, who are raising their 3 children, 1 boy and 2 girls in Canada. All right. I feel like that is... I feel like there might be some potential to kind of expand on that. So, because the way you have it written, it basically indicates that the vlog is about Grace and JD more than the children. It's like it's a vlog about 2 entrepreneurs who have these kids. And I do see a lot of your kids in the videos. So there might be some potential there to kind of mom versus son drawing challenge. How that's actually worded to just give people a little bit better idea of what's going on here. And looks like we've changed our thumbnails over time. So 5 months. And also kind of, let's see how often we doing this here. 6 days, 4 days, week. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Also, it kind of looks like your schedule is like a little bit varied. I would try to find a regular schedule, like 1 video a week, 2 videos a week, 3 videos a week, or, whatever it is, just so you have some consistency there. I know with a family that can get a little bit crazy. I know for me personally, that is a challenge sometimes. But if you wanted to do more and you can't, and your schedule's not allowing you to, I would just stick to trying to do, maybe it's just 2 a week. And then you can, just because you're able to get 3 out in a week, you can bump that one to the following week. Remember, because people are watching your channel, they don't really have to be in real time with you. So you can delay that out and share those videos in the future rather than saying, hey, I could make 3 videos this week. Let me post them all this week. Hold on to that video, use it for next week, and then stay on your 2 video a week schedule or whatever yours turns out to be as a way to kind of manage that for you and, the process that you're putting in place. And then as you continue to create videos and put them in playlists, we want to make sure that you're getting those spread out here on your channel. You also want to make sure that you have full descriptions in your playlists. So if you go into each individual playlist, you can actually add a description for the playlist, so you want those out there as well. All right. And let's see where we got here. Alrighty, and any company I'd use there. Swelling Terror, how's it going in Creative Fundamentals? It is going well, other than getting over a cold, have an occasional cough, but otherwise, I cannot complain. Harley, great to see you. Late is better than never. All right, and Weird Cities out there as well. Patient X. All right, I always struggle to find the point where I want to cut my video in half. Okay, and all right, so I think we can get in another one here, so we don't, still have channels to go when my voice stops working. All right, next one up here is Wagner's Tech Talk. Mute the mic for a cough. Alrighty, let's do this. Wagner's Tech Talk. All right, here. So we're consistent there. Pretty much fits in there as well. Got the purple. Take a look at your most recent thumbnails. So this is another thing with the placement of your... Ooh, that one snuck up on me. I had that happen today during dinner at the get together out in New York City. Right in the middle of a sentence, just started coughing. Yeah, we're losing vocal ability fast here. So, but like I was saying before, the idea that your logo, your branding's moving around and getting resized pretty much to the point where nobody can tell what it is. You want to kind of work on that. You want to find a consistent size for that. You want to try to keep it in a consistent location. And then you want to make sure that there's proper contrast behind it so that people can actually identify it as your branding. So, you know, this, I try to keep it in the lower left-hand corner as an example. Maybe put like a white circle around it or something that gives you enough contrast so people can actually see what it says and recognize it as your branding. When you're moving it around like this and you have so many different colors, brights and darks and everything in the back of your thumbnails, it's very easy to not even notice that it's there, which pretty much eliminates its benefit as branding for your thumbnails. Other thing, got a lot going on your thumbnails, like they're really busy with text. You know, you might want to make them a little less wordy. Yeah, I mean, because there's, just a lot of text. I try to go, you know, maybe 3 words at the most. Every once in a while, I'll experiment with, you know, a few more more words than that. But generally speaking, you want to tell as much of the story as you can, or evoke the interest with the picture itself whenever possible. For me, I do talking head videos, so it's a little bit harder to convey the point of the video simply with, you know, pictures. That's why I throw a couple words in. But you know, you're talking about arcades and control panels, you have the opportunity to kind of use the picture. In this case, you got so much text going on that you're kind of taking away from the actual photo rather than adding to it in a positive way. So, other thing, let's see, 4 days, 2 weeks. You're a little bit random in your upload schedule as well, like 2 videos last month, unless you do them every 2 weeks, maybe. Let's see what we got going on here. So 2 months ago you did 1, 2, 3. 1 month ago you did 1, 2, and then 2 weeks ago 1. Yeah, I feel like you're feels a little inconsistent there. Maybe I'm just not reading this. 1, 2, 3 in a month. 1, 2, 3 in a month. 1, 2 in a month. Yeah, so I think there's some opportunity to be a little more consistent. And again, like we said before, find your schedule, err on the side of, you know, conservative, and be willing to hold on to a video and, you know, put it out the following week to give yourself a little bit of a cushion there. But I would definitely try to reduce the text, get your branding in the proper position. Check out your About section here. We love tech and like to talk about it. Both new and retro. Here you'll find videos, cover a number of topics, retro gaming reviews. So yeah, always consider when you're writing a sentence like cover a number of different topics, you might be in a situation where you're intentionally too broad. Like when you go down the path of saying, oh, we cover all kinds of stuff, you're almost saying that you haven't committed to focusing enough on a given niche. So that's something to consider as well in terms of your ability to, grow your channel. So there's some opportunity there as well. And then again, your playlist uploads, popular uploads. You can definitely get your playlists listed here. The single horizontal playlists, so you can get more of your videos displayed out here and use actual playlists that you've created, so you can add your descriptions and stuff to those as well, and give people more visibility into the type of content that you're making. All right, here. CA and J Farm live. When your niche is crowded, sometimes info does get repeated. How do you make it your own and stand out? As long as you're not copying somebody else's content, yeah, there's definitely going to be, with 400 hours of content uploaded every minute on YouTube or something ridiculous like that, there's obviously going to be a bunch of videos on a given topic. As long as you're making videos that are unique to you and you're not simply copying the content from somebody else's video, then I wouldn't even worry about what's repeated and what's not repeated. I would focus on trying to make the most interesting, the most engaging, the most value-driven content that you can make for your audience, and not worry about what other people are doing. I mean, you can even go to the point where look at the most successful person in your niche, see the type of topics that they're covering, and you can almost mimic them and put out similar videos at the same time that they do, as an opportunity to possibly pick up some of that traffic. Self-publishing with Dale. How's it going, man? Good to see you here in the chat. All right. And we are doing well here. Time to... and all right, so let me get this next channel up here, and then we'll see where we're at after that. All right, Unbox Warehouse. Let's see. So I'm assuming it's some type of unboxing channel. Let's take a look at the About section, see what we got going on. Unboxing the coolest products on the planet, everyday items that you can't live without, to the latest tech gear. Unbox Warehouse, we don't hold back. We want you to know the truth about something before you buy it. All right. And let's see how your videos are playing out. Robot Vacuum has a trick up its sleeve. Oreo DJ Mixer. You know, I looked at that because my kid loves Oreos. I see you have marshmallow there. Super Bike for preschoolers. Nectar mattress in a box. All right, so we're pretty much doing intelligent motorized tripod, coat heater, next gen cleaner, $2,000 Galaxy Fold. All right, it looks like we've changed our thumbnail approach here recently. All right, and let's see what we got going on for playlists. Smartphone, cleaning, gadgets, goods, food. All right, so again, one of the things you can do on your playlists is actually, instead of just doing these single name topics, I would try to name your thumbnails or your playlists with actual titles that people are searching for. Or make them the same name as the most popular video in the playlist itself, and then get descriptions in them that explain the contents of the individual playlists, which we'll take a look at here real quick and see how you got everything organized. All right, so stop right there. And so you got uploads and popular. Yeah, so you definitely want to get some descriptions and some more in-depth playlist names here. And let's see, we got the most recent. And then there's some opportunity. So you got this cool, animated or illustrated logo up here, Unbox Warehouse. But then you have a completely different logo thing going on here. And then on your actual thumbnails, there's nothing that really ties these videos back to your channel. So like nobody would know that this video right here is related to this channel. And if you're trying to build a brand and build recognition for your channel and your content, then you kind of want your channel art and your icon and your thumbnails to all work together so people can identify exactly what you are about and identify your content as yours. When did you use it on? So yeah, I think that you can make some small changes that kind of take this, you got some cool stuff going on up here and try to find some consistency. I mean, even if you took like this, I don't know if you had somebody make this animation for you. Like if you took your channel art and you trimmed out around the box and around this head, and you took just this part and made that your branding, you could resize that and make it your icon. Put a gray background behind it, and you could take that art and just throw it down here in the corner of every one of your thumbnails, and then people would identify those actual thumbnails as coming from your channel. And then you can do your pictures or whatever you would normally do for your channel art, and that would tie all your branding together and just help people become more familiar with your content, make it easier for them to find your content. When it gets suggested to them on the, the sidebar on the video page and that sort of thing. All right. All right. All right. And Kevin Boston, what are the best websites to promote your channel? I know Reddit can be good. What about Craigslist or any? I don't really see a lot of value in using Craigslist to promote YouTube videos. I don't think that's why people go to Craigslist. But I would. Reddit can be good. It's just very difficult to promote yourself on Reddit. They kind of built it that way. So, the typical social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of those can be helpful if you have an audience there to share with. You just want to make sure that you're sharing the right way, that you're not being spammy, you're not dropping links in other people's groups, and all that stuff unless you have been invited to. Unbox Warehouse says, I've been A/B testing, but I get random results. Makes me change my mind. Yeah, so here's the thing. I think even something like A/B testing, you have to define like what your overall goal is. Can you make a non-branded thumbnail that's going to perform better than another thumbnail? Yes, of course you can. But what is your long-term goal? Like there's channels out there that just put out random videos that get people to watch that don't really need a brand behind them. They're not trying to build a brand. Like what are you trying to do with your channel? Do you want people to identify your channel to the point where they're like, oh yeah, that's Unboxing Warehouse, and be able to use that notoriety to your benefit? So people become familiar with you, you grow influence, maybe people start sending you free stuff to review and that sort of thing. A lot of that has to do with the brand that you've actually established versus an individual video thumbnail. You may be able to get a thumbnail to perform better. But at the same time, I think if you have a very a very clickable thumbnail, adding that piece of branding to the lower left-hand corner is not going to negate that. So if you have a super strong concept that captures people's attention and converts, and you're getting higher click-through rates and people are watching for longer and all that, I don't think you're going to lose a ton of that by putting the icon there. But it has to be something that you do smart, and you do it consistently, and you do it clean, so that it doesn't look cluttered, it doesn't detract from the overall presentation of the thumbnail, and you know, you're still putting out better thumbnails over time. All right, here. All right, so let's see where we're at. Just double checking. I don't see any more questions, and the throat is getting progressively more scratchy. So I think we're going to wrap it up this evening. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. I'm definitely going to get you guys more information about the event that we're doing in Albany, New York, coming up next year. And links are in the description of this video. As always, you can join the Facebook group if you want to interact with other creators like-minded. If you want to register for a chance to win a one-on-one video consultation with me for free, you can do that as well. Otherwise, I think we're going to call it an evening. Now, let's see. How do you do a thumbnail A/B testing for free? It's very manually intensive to do a A/B testing for free, just because you would have to physically change. You would have to put up one thumbnail, record the results for a couple days, and then change the thumbnail, and then record the results for those days, and then compare the two. That would basically be the free version. So, all right. Thank you so much, Blackout Bird, for the super chat. I do appreciate that. All right, here. All right, I think that is, I'm just checking the chat here real quick. All right. All right, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. I do appreciate it. I hope everybody has a great week here on YouTube, and we will see you next week, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, as always. Take care. I will see you then. Good night.